Today we are here with Helen from Penhein Glamping, and she's just over the border in Wales, but she has the most amazing glamping site with Alachigh tents. Now, we've never seen these Iranian tents before. They're kind of a cross between a yurt and a dome, I would say. So we're going to show you around the whole site, have a chat with Helen about what it's like to run this glamping site and how she got started. And yeah, come with us and we'll show you around. So Helen runs this site with her two boys, Archie and Sebastian. So they're going to show us around. Let's start with the play area since we're here with the kids. Come with us. So this play area is amazing. Did you sort of create this yourself? Did you build it yourself?
Not personally, but I've got two guys who work for me part-time and they created it. Everything that you see is stuff that we already had on site. So all the timber is from the farm, and then these are old tyres that we had, like tractor tyres.
Yeah.
So we used those, and this is an old water barrel.
An old water
The
barrel.
slide has been over a water barrel.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. That was the concept, was to use things that we already had here.
Yeah. Okay, so what is this building here?
So this is the shower block, and also the Cheats kitchen is on the far side, which has the honesty shop in it as well.
The Cheats kitchen, that sounds exciting.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, we think that actually you're cheating a little bit if you need to use anything with electricity.
Right,
So in the tent you have everything you need to cook over the fire.
Okay.
But we admit that we can see that some people like to have a bit
Yeah.
of kettle to make the coffee in the morning, or to heat up a quick meal. So we've got all the mod cons, I suppose, in here, you know, hobs and kettles and toasters and so on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the idea is there are some hobs, microwave, kettle and toaster and so on, but also it's really great if you have a group who's got the whole site. They can do their washing up here because, you know, with volume it's quite handy having a big sink, and then there's a big fridge for the guests to use, and this is for all the frozen hot water bottles for the cool boxes.
Okay.
So that's how we keep them cool. And then this is a little honesty shop at the end that we call the pantry.
Okay, so this is such a good idea. So just taking hot water bottles and frozen so you can put them in the cool boxes.
Correct, yeah.
Genius.
They're just bigger than the little ones that you often buy.
Yeah.
And so people have 2 or 3 of those in the cool box.
Brilliant.
Works quite well.
And then you've got all your local produce in here.
That's right, yes.
So some
So some of
this
our
is your
own
meat,
lamb, my
yeah?
own lamb, yes. So we have our own sheep, so our own lamb burgers and lamb chops.
Yeah.
And then quite often we have our own bacon and sausages from our pigs, but we've sold out of that at the moment, so from a local butcher. And then lots of homemade meals and ice cream everything's sourced locally.
Yeah, oh, that's amazing. And even down to, you know, you've got your own coffee, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love the coffee. I'm a coffee addict, I love coffee, so good to have some good coffee. It's our own coffee.
So you're all on grid here, so your mains electric?
Not in the individual tents, but yes, in the communal spaces.
Yeah, oh, that's really handy. So you can have it all on the
Yeah. So the shower block, and in here, in the 2 communal spaces, there's electricity.
Yeah.
But the tents themselves, it's all, you know, candles and hurricane lamps for lighting.
Yeah, excellent.
Atmospheric lighting.
Yes. Right, let's have a look in the shower block then.
Okay, yeah, let's have a look in there.
Wow, this is the poshest shower block I've ever seen.
Thank you.
My goodness, it's beautiful. So has each tent got its own shower then?
Yes, shower, or there's a bath. We've got a roll top bath, but otherwise everyone has a shower in here. Have a look.
No way.
It's quite popular.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so and then just beautiful.
And then the other showers are just, you know, but it is quite nice. We've got a dry area and a wet area, was the thinking.
Yeah, because it's nice to be able to have somewhere to get dressed afterwards rather than trying to get dressed inside the shower.
Exactly, and when it's all wet on the floor and so on.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. And beautiful sinks as well.
Thank you.
Very impressed. This is my kind of camping.
Is it? Yeah, we have underfloor heating, so it's always nice and warm in here.
Oh my goodness, underfloor heating, that is a height of luxury that is as well, isn't it? So this area is lovely. You've got a stretch tent.
Yes, it's new actually. We've only had it for a year, so that's new in my world anyway.
Yeah.
And the idea is it's somewhere that, particularly about groups, but the whole site, they can all come together.
Yeah.
And they can eat or do whatever they want here, really.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So do you tend to get people booking the whole site then? So you get groups in?
We have kind of 3 different group kind of target markets, I suppose. We do get families who just book individually, and then they might come here just because it's a different space to use.
Yeah.
But we do get groups. There are second biggest kind of groups here, but the whole site, and it's really quite popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a perfect space for that then.
Yeah, and then we've
Gives
got
you a bit
this
of
barbecue
shelter.
area here, which is also quite new, and the idea is that they can have a fire pit and kind of gather around here.
Yeah, this is amazing. I love this. So when did you build this? This is really
This last winter, so it's it's new for the season.
I love it. And
We-
you can get loads of people around
Yeah,
here.
we've done a
and-
test. You can get 20. around
20?
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, and then the idea is you could have some extra benches or something along the end there, so everybody could, in theory, come round if they wanted to have a bit of a kind of a, I don't know, kutch around the campfire.
Yeah. And so you've got 8 tents in total.
That's right.
And what's your capacity for sleeping? How many people?
That'd be
can sleep?
40.
40 people.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
could have a really nice group here.
Yeah.
Or 8 individual families, I suppose,
Quite
who
right,
then
yeah.
get together, and because we quite often get people who just come and have a communal campfire even though they don't know each other.
Exactly,
It's really
exactly,
nice, isn't it?
exactly. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fab. Right, now I'm desperate to see in this Alachigh tent.
Right, should we go and have
So
a
yeah,
look?
let's go and have a look,
Yeah.
So how did you decide on the names for all these tents?
They are all named after fields or woods on the farm.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
the one we're going to, Castroghi, is a brook on the farm.
Oh, lovely, okay. What made you decide on these particular tents? Because I've never seen anything like them before.
Alachigh tents, I know, it's quite unusual. The boy's father is half Persian, and these are from Iran, so they're the Persian origins.
Okay.
And this is my family farm, so the idea is that we would meld our heritages, you see.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
we didn't realise they were quite so unusual at the time.
No,
I don't think many people have them in the UK.
I've never seen them.
Have you not? So
no,
they are maybe quite unusual.
Yeah, I would say they're really unusual because you've kind of got the structure of a yurt essentially, but they're more of a shape of a dome.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really unique. And I think that's what probably sets your glamping site apart, is that you've got these tents that you can't really stay in anywhere else, unless you were to go to Iran maybe.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I can't wait to see inside.
We'll come and have a look. I think we've changed them a little bit from the way that they are in Iran. That's for
Okay,
sure.
so
They
this
don't
is your
have
own
doors.
sort of design.
It's our own design. We've sort of made it suitable for Wales,
Yeah.
as opposed to a very arid, dry kind of desert landscape, which is where they're used in northern Iran. So we have a door as opposed to a flapper material, for example.
Yeah.
And we have canvas rather than rugs. They use a sort of rug,
Oh,
but obviously
okay.
that wouldn't work very
No.
well with the occasional bit of rain that we might
No,
have.
yeah.
Come on in.
Wow, this is amazing. But it is different from a yurt because you haven't got that trellis that
That's
kind
right.
of gives you the sides. But I can't even imagine how this is to build.
It's quite a feat, I have to say. It's quite a feat.
It must be.
And we've modified it over the years because we've had different iterations of them. So, yeah, but we're quite happy with how it is now.
So how did you go all full in with 8, or did you start
No,
with a couple?
We started
and
with 6 actually.
Oh wow, okay.
We started with 6 and we've just added an extra 2. But we did add a communal tent, Petro, which we haven't looked around yet. So we've added that in as well. So we've had a couple more along the way. And then this one was one that we added in about a year ago.
Okay, brilliant. So you've got this beautiful curved kitchen. That must have been a feat to try and make this. Did you have to get it bespoke made?
Yes, we did, yeah.
Oh my
From a
goodness.
fabulous joinery up in the Welsh valleys. And the idea is the curvature matches the curvature of the tent.
Yes, yeah, amazing. So you've got water in here because
Yes.
it's ensuite as well, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And you've got your wood burner, so that will keep it nice and tasty.
That's right.
And how do you find it with people cooking in here? Do the smells cling to the liner? Does it?
It doesn't
have any
particularly,
problems?
actually. I mean, the door is a stable door, so quite often people will leave the top open. 'Cause
Yeah.
It can get quite warm in here anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess that helps. And we have ventilation with one of these fans in the top of every tent, which also helps. But no, we haven't particularly noticed it being a problem, the smells.
And you can actually boil your kettle on the fire.
Yeah, and we only have cold running water, so that's why it's such a massive kettle. So the
I
idea is
see.
that having cooked, you put on your kettle and you've got some warm water to do your washing up afterwards.
Perfect, yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah. And this is a genius idea, isn't it, to have this kind of separation here? Because it's quite. What size is the tent? How many meters is it?
7.5 meters.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it is pretty big.
Yeah.
So you can get all this in and sleep 4, and then have your kitchen.
And then actually we say 5 because there's a sofa bed. This is a sofa bed as well, so people can
amazing.
sleep there. But the thing about having these curved sides, which you'd know with the domes, is this gives us something straight to hang things on.
Yeah.
Otherwise you've got nothing to put anything on.
No,
so
exactly.
the wall is quite good. As you can see, we've got lots of things hanging off it and against it. It gives us something to sort of work with.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
And it works as a headboard for the beds as well.
Yeah. And this is beautiful. So did you sort of design this? Did you paint it all yourself, or did you get designers in, or how did...
I've done a lot of the painting myself and the stenciling myself, but I did have the help of an interior designer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
so she came up with the idea of these, the sort of idea of stencils was hers, because I wanted to try and get some a look that would reflect both kind of my heritage, so the English kind of country, or Welsh countryside I should say, and also some Iranian. So some of this was, the thought was just having a little bit of a nod towards the Persian look and the Iranian look. So yeah, she definitely helped.
And it's lovely that you can then lie on your bed and you've got a view out because you've got a window here, which I also wasn't expecting. So that's very nice to get the light. And yeah, ensuite. So how did you go about configuring? Because do these tents, the Alachigh tents, they normally have this, or is this your addition?
No, absolutely not. They definitely do not have this normally. No. This is just our idea of wanting. So I came from my personal thing. That the thing I dislike most about camping is kind of hoiking my way across a field in the middle of the night, and particularly got little children. Yeah. And the time we're doing all this, my two were very small, and so the idea of having an ensuite loo was really appealing.
Yes. Absolutely.
And so then we just decided to try and replica an Alachigh, but just a mini one, and this is how we came up with this kind of concept.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd have had to get all these fabricated, like these, in the right shape, these
poles. So they're steam bent. This is ash and it's steam bent, and it's got a counter bend on these ones, which we wouldn't have in the main tent, just because of the size of it, to give us the head height that we needed in here.
Yeah.
And then obviously having still the sort of the dome at the top which is the light source really. Yeah.
And so they're normal flushing toilets. Have you got a septic tank or a water treatment plant, that sort of thing?
No, we have got a septic tank.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid just for the black water. Yeah. We do a soak away for the grey water.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. It's brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Right, we'll have a look outside now, I think. You've got a shower here as well. So this is like a kind of, well, it's not off-grid, is it? Because you've got, how is the, oh, you've just
Well, it is off-grid. It's a gas bottle, you see, and then with water. So it's, it's basically gas and water. So it's a hot shower. And it's so that every tent has its own dedicated shower or bath.
You've got a mirror? What?
Do you know they've been really popular? We have a lot of people who will specifically put the tents with these showers. Yeah. I think it's just because it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Exactly. Amazing.
But then when I say outdoor shower, people get a bit nervous. That means literally outdoors.
Yeah,
which is not.
Oh, amazing. And each one's got its own fire pit, which is really, really nice as well.
That's right.
If you wanted to do kind of barbecue type cooking, you would do it on these little grills, which are really clever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that idea.
Yeah, they're really popular, and it works well. We've got the fire pits as you saw in the other areas, the communal areas, but these are great just for, and it's nice to have your own fire pit right outside your tent.
Yeah, definitely. So how long have you had Penhein Glamping?
So we opened in June 2014, so this is our 10th year.
Wow, okay, so you're one of the veterans of glamping, as it were, aren't you?
Feels like it sometimes, yes, it's been a while. Mm-hmm.
And so how has it changed for you over the last 10 years? Because we've all talked about the glamping market becoming saturated and a lot of glamping sites starting in 2020, 2021. How has it kind of affected you and the site?
I mean, it has affected it, obviously, because there's just the supply of sites is just exponentially greater. I think the difference is when we first opened, just being a glamping site in itself was novelty, and so for people coming to sleep in a structure, particularly quite an unusual structure like ours in Alachigh, was enough in itself, and you didn't really need to think too much beyond that. Yeah. But since then, over the years, we've really felt that people want more out of their holiday, I suppose. Yeah. And so we've done it by introducing and have now really quite a wide range of activities. Yeah. And we do relaxation treatments, so people can come here and do all sorts of other things. That's, I suppose, our USP. Yeah. I guess everyone needs to have something that they do that's slightly different from other people. And so we have about 30 activities that people can book onto.
Oh wow, so what do you offer?
Quite a range, from bushcraft, treasure hunts, clay pigeon shooting, forest bathing, yoga, dawn and dusk safaris, so wildlife safaris with a very experienced a sort of person who will take you around and show those all to you. We have stargazing with dark sky whales. We have lots of things.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Lots of activities. Yeah. And then we have a couple of beauticians or therapists, I should say, who will come and do massages and facials and things in your tent, which is really popular.
So the thing really is to differentiate yourself, isn't it? To do something different that is going to make people come and stay. And so how do you get your bookings? Do you list on Airbnb? Do you just have your own website? How do you go about getting your bookings in general?
So our agent is Canopy and Stars, so we go through them.
Oh, okay, so do they come and take photos for you and do all of that, or do you have to do that and do your own site?
Yeah,
for
we
it?
provide the photography for them.
Okay.
But then they write the listings. They come and inspect it, and I think they come every X number of years as well. So they have been reasonably regularly to come and check that everything's still at the
they
standards.
come and check you and everything.
They do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are they relative? Do they take commission? Do you pay a yearly thing?
No,
or?
they take commission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you thought about going down the direct bookings route, trying to get all your bookings direct to your website?
Yes, I have, but funnily enough, I was beginning to do it much more just before COVID, and then since COVID, and as we said, there are so many more sites now. I think it's almost slightly more difficult, and I'm not a marketeer by trade, so I do feel like it's something I'm quite keen to have that support from something like Canopy and Stars, which has a great following.
Yeah, oh, it does, definitely.
Yeah.
And I see that you've won a lot of awards, so you must have a list of about 10 different awards that you've won, have you?
We've won quite a few. We've been lucky enough to win quite a few, but we do enter them. We try and enter 1 or 2 every year.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we try and enter 2 or 3 every year, I'd say, and we usually are lucky enough to win at least 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you've also got your AA5 pennants.
Yes,
which basically, if you don't know what that is, it's like having an AA 5-star hotel, but they've got a pennant rating, which is for campsites, glamping sites, caravan parks, I think.
That's right.
So that every year you kind of have to renew that, do you?
Well, they come and inspect. They come and inspect every year, absolutely, and they give you then your percentage rating and therefore how many pennants that relates to. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and do you think that's helped having that rating? Do you think people have then seen, right, this is a essentially 5-star glamping site that I'm coming to?
I don't know how much people are aware of it actually, but we've had it since 2017.
Okay.
We've had the 5 pennants.
Yeah. I don't know whether people are, because I think once, you're always aware of a 5-star hotel or a 4-star hotel, aren't you?
Yeah.
But people don't realise that there are ratings for glamping and camping.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to kind of publicise the fact that we should be looking for these sites that are at the top of their game, and I feel like your site is absolutely at the top of its game. It's beautiful, it's all well laid out, it's got everything you could possibly need.
Thank you.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. So where do you see yourself going? How have you got an exit strategy? Do you feel like you're going to be doing this for the next 20 years? What's your plan with it?
Yeah, I don't have an exit strategy. This is an integral part of making Penhein in the wider sense sustainable. So as in kind of financially sustainable for us. So it's a really important part of that, and it's right in the middle of the farm. So it's not something I'm planning to get out of. I really love doing it, and I love sharing the farm with people.
Yeah.
I love people coming here, and it's really fabulous that they come to enjoy it and love it and have adventures themselves. So I'm not planning
because you do
out.
lambing live, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So you allow guests to come and see the lambs being born, and can they feed the lambs?
Yeah, they can feed the lambs. They can feed the ewes. They can just get involved in whatever's needed at that particular time. So they come on a sort of particular shift, really.
Yeah.
A couple of times a day during the lambing, which lasts about sort of 5 weeks. 3 weeks is during the summer holidays, so the Easter holidays, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And people quite enjoy that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there's loads that you offer, which is brilliant, and I think that's what differentiates you, absolutely. And I feel so lucky to have been able to come and have a look and see these alla-cheeg tents, which I think are so unique. And yeah, if you want to come and stay here, if you want more information about the tents or anything that you've seen, I will put all the information in the description for you, so you can have a look at their website. It's beautiful. And any questions for Helen as well, if you have anything that you want to ask about running a glamping site or getting those awards or the AA pennants, then please drop us a comment and I'm sure we can get in touch with Helen for you. And thank you so much for having us. It's been absolutely amazing to see the place. And yeah, we will see you again on our next video.